The violent criminals are doing less time than him. Yeah, he managed to save himself through painting, and his art became so good it got displayed in these major museums, and he ended up getting released because of all the attention. He got a clemency from the governor. Yeah, it's a really inspirational story. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, there's no consistency in America. There's no consistency.
Like how you can have like 170 years.
Prosecutors want 170-year sentences because it gets on the news.
Yeah.
That boosts their career. That's why they want that. Two Tony's doing 112 years.
I just did that along.
He was already 60. But that gets them on the news, and that's what's more important.
Would you find it hard going back to prison and seeing people that you were in prison with still there?
I can't go back to America because I'm banned for life.
Oh, okay. But if you had the chance to,
Yeah.
would you?
Yeah, I would. I would love to visit them. I think about them every day.
Do you write to them?
Yes.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's nice. Can anyone write to prisoners?
Anyone can write to prisoners.
Would
yeah.
you? Like, would you advise doing that?
Yeah, definitely. Because
Is it like a project
like I said, most of them are just human beings who've made some mistakes in their lives.
Yeah.
How do you find out their details and stuff? Like,
Well, if you want T-Bone's details, I'll be happy to give it to you.
Yeah.
Is he still there?
He's still on remand, yeah. I'm not sure what's going on with him. Yeah.
Okay, this is actually my last question. With the person I was saying, Eileen Warnos, they made a film called Monster, which is about.
I am familiar with her now, yes.
And that is not like a correct. That is not. They are none of her. Like, she didn't do any. Like, she murdered men, but that's not. Like, none of the stuff that's in the film is at all true, apart from the 7 men she killed, and just everything that's surrounding it makes her out to be like a monster.
Yeah.
And actually doesn't show any of the childhood she's had.
The abuse and all that stuff.
Yeah, and so I watched that, and after I watched the BBC documentary on it, and the judge at her court hearing or something, and some of her guards have been given like ridiculous amounts of money to fund this media project for this film to be done, for this film Monster to have been done.
Yeah.
And she, in the documentary, said that she was mad. She said that the police knew she'd done the first crime, but because they wanted higher publicity, they let her do the other 6. And it's just how they can. Do you agree or disagree with that?
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me if that was the case. The police in America are like the mafia.
Yeah.
Have you seen this thing that's been on the news in the past week about this renegade Los Angeles police department cop who just declared war on the entire police force because of all the corruption and racism, and he murdered about 4 or 5 people. He got a final shootout yesterday at a log cabin in California. It's the biggest manhunt in the history of the California police. He had a manifesto, put a manifesto on the internet about all the things that are wrong and corrupt about the Los Angeles police, and a hit list of all of the 50 people he was going to kill, all heads of the police. So all the families of all these people have been basically on lockdown for the past week with proper military guards protecting them. But he got killed yesterday. He was obviously went over the edge and shouldn't have done what he done. But his grievance is about how corrupt it is out there.
Hopefully it'll open people's eyes.
That's what people are saying, because it's causing people to look at the internal affairs of these police agencies. But they're like the mafia, from what I saw. They're law unto themselves. What they do to people, they're not held accountable for. If you look at the Occupy movement, if you look at some of these videos on YouTube where these protesters are just getting pepper sprayed in the eyes, just young girls and stuff, students like that. Have you seen any of these?
Yeah, we saw that documentary with the pepper spray.
Yeah.
And eyes and those zapping.
You have freedom of speech in America. You're allowed to go out on the streets and protest and express your viewpoint. That is not illegal, but they're acting like these people are terrorists, the way that they're treating them. Did you see the video of the big black American soldier who'd come back from Iraq, and he saw the police pepper spraying the occupied people, and he started yelling at them, "I've just come back from war. These guys aren't fighting. This is not war. These guys are not fighting you guys. I did not defend my country so that the police will be doing this to US citizens." And the police are just pepper spraying and batoning everyone who's getting in their way. They're like, screw this guy, they're backing up. I mean, this guy looks like T-Bone, he's so big. And he ended up on Oprah, on the Oprah Winfrey Show, like a week later, because he stood up to these cops. It's completely out of control. America's become a police state. And the prison industry is part of the problem because they want people just getting round up and thrown in prison to keep their profits going. It's so political, it's just so corrupt. Yeah, but the public awareness needs to be raised in the public because the media is just brainwashing everyone. That's the only way around, is to raise public awareness. And that's why the internet is so good.
Yeah.
Like this thing that these 1 to 10 people are doing, this is fantastic, you know. I hope they do complete their mission and all these videos get out and people can see how corrupt it's been to set these guys up on death row, because the stories are horrendous. The guy who said that the bike matched when he knew it didn't, he actually mentioned it to some of his peers, that he confided in them that he knew the bike didn't match, and they, contacted the authorities and told them that, but they didn't care. They didn't care.
Did he not get any sort of punishment?
No, people who lie don't get. If you're on the side of the state, you don't get punishment. You're immune. $50,000. It costs $50 to $200 to do a DNA test. There's hundreds of guys on death row right now. The states will not give them DNA tests. They're refusing, but they'll pay $50,000 for someone to come in and lie to keep them locked up. All right, can we turn that off, please? Thank you.